Oh, snap. Let me throw on this second.
Sorry about that, guys, because I had an audio problem, so that 30 seconds gave me a chance to fix it. Anyways, welcome to the Standard 81 podcast. My name is Sincere, and these are the Monday Memoirs, where I'm just going to simply talk to you about stuff that's happening in my life personally and stories and things like that. I know I had it scheduled at 10, uh, and it's 10 after 10, but and I scheduled it for 11, but I wanted to make sure I gave myself enough time to get in here, get set up, and in reality, I still didn't have enough time. So without any further ado, let's get into this. Good morning to you all. First, I invite you to go ahead and like, share, and subscribe if you're into this content. I really appreciate it. Give me that thumbs up, of course. And if you're watching this on the second watch, just put second watch down there in the comments. I greatly appreciate that. Anyways, here's what I want to talk to you about. I am finding that we need to, we should focus in on good things, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I often come on here and talk about problems I see with society, problems I see in dating, problems I see within the culture, particularly black culture. It can expand into other cultures, but other cultures have their problems. And since I'm not any of those other cultures, I really can't speak to it in that much detail. But I think oftentimes we focus too much on the negative. We need to start focusing in on the positive things that life brings us and being thankful for the things that we have, because a lot of the stuff that we often want and we complain about and and we're looking to obtain, if we were just more thankful, we would find that maybe our lives would be a lot easier. According to scripture, we shouldn't be worrying about a lot of things. We shouldn't be worrying about a lot of things. It says in the scriptures that tomorrow has its own troubles. So leave the things that are for today. But I'm not going to sit there and hold you and say that I've done the best jobs in doing that, because as human beings, we often want to focus in on what the future has for us and what uh, what things what things are in front of us and how we can push forward, which I'm a big advocate of. But in doing that, sometimes we forget the whole reason that we're here. We're here to fulfill a certain mission, and whether that mission is long or short is really on somebody that controls everything, and that means God. Right now, if you're not of this particular ilk, I'm sorry, guys. This is not for you. But if you believe that there is somebody that runs everything and that's above all of this, then let me say this: He doesn't want us to worry as much about things that are out of our control. A matter of fact, a lot of times He uses the trials that we go through and the situations that we go through in order to change us and shape us and make us into better people. And we don't give ourselves enough credit for going through these changes. For instance, in my life, I have seen grave, grave improvements in how I handle particular situations. I am not the most patient person. Anybody that knows me can tell you I am not the most patient person, but I am learning how to be more patient with people and understanding with the people around me, because I understand as I'm getting older and as I'm learning more and more, uh, that everybody is not going to think like me. Everybody is not going to adhere to what I adhere to. But what I can do is share my ideas and my thoughts. And if you like it, you grasp a hold of it and we can run together. And if you don't, well, then bless you, man. I hope that something I said impacts and you can use it. I can't sit there and dwell on the things that I can't control. There's too much life to live. There's too much to be thankful for. There's too much, especially when we're talking about relationships. And you guys knew I was going to go in there. I think oftentimes, even for myself, we're so focusing on the future that we forget to look at the present. And I can say this honestly because it just happened to me. I just recently got out of a relationship. It wasn't that long, but I really liked this young lady. And I was so focusing on the future that I forgot to look at the present. And by the time I started looking at the present, things were in a bad way. Not so bad that when I finally broke it off with her, um, things were petty and we're unable to talk to each other. But I didn't focus on a lot of that at the beginning. Intentionality is one thing, but sometimes we focus in on too much. We focus in on things too much, and we just don't live enough in the day in the moment, because we got to remember tomorrow is not promised to any of us. So we should just focus in on where we're at and what it is we have, and be thankful for that. And then as we continue to grow and as we continue to come up and as we continue to get blessed and as all these wonderful things happen for us, then we can celebrate in those as well. Here's the thing. When we begin to be thankful about where we are and what we have and what we do and where we're at in current circumstances, we we begin to see, we begin to have a better outlook. We begin to see our life is actually a lot better than where we think it is. When we're always projecting, and when I say projecting, I'm talking about looking into the future. When we're always concentrated on the next step, the next goal, the next this, the next that, we're always going to see ourselves in the negative, because no matter what it is we accomplish, it's never enough. No matter what it is that we do, it's never enough. No matter how much money we get, it's never enough. Not knowing that these things will eventually pass away. It's the relationships we build with people, it's the connections. It's not even so much the network, unless you're talking about a network of people that love you. I'm not talking about business network. It's the things that we tend to think the least about in our day-to-day life that really matter the most. And it's the things that matter the least that we tend to concentrate on more. So I'm in saying all this, I am talking to myself. Let's all together focus in on today's. focus in on our todays. And I know that may not make any sense, but let's wake up every morning and be thankful for the fact that we're alive. We get to breathe. The fact that you're even able to complain about yesterday's happenings or today or what's going to go on in today is a blessing in and of itself. And I think you'll get a better outlook, a better outcome, and overall your life will be better. That's all I have to say for today. This has been Monday Memoirs, and just taking little snippets and thoughts from my life and passing it on to you here in the internet. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and that you are thoroughly being blessed in the things that you do. As you're getting out, as I'm logging off and I'm getting out of here, once again, I will say hit that like, share, subscribe. Go ahead and type in Second Watch down in the comments there. For those of you that are watching this after the live stream. And then check out my Instagram at Sincere the Artist. That Instagram has got some very interesting stuff. And plus you'll get to see past stuff that I've done as far as fitness, as far as trips and stuff like that. You get to see some filters into my life, uh, as opposed to just hearing about it. Also, check out my TikTok at the Standard 81 Podcast. I got a ton of those things over there. Some videos I've doubled up on, but nonetheless, it's all good. It's all good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a blessed day. Peace.